Hello everybody, how is it going? So today, more tournament gameplay. This is round 2 of, I forgot location, but these tournaments are basically regionals. I believe this is either top 16, I think. So it's technically not round 2, I don't know. You guys know what I mean. Anyways, it's Perona versus Red Purple Law. I think every game we've seen so far? No. Round 1 was the blue mirror, which is really cool. But I think from here on out, there are a lot of red purple laws. Nothing wrong with that. It just is probably the most popular deck / probably the strongest deck. And I think, because yeah, this is OP08, so they have like Black Maria and stuff that are just really, really strong. Versus Perona, which I think they're kind of playing the Wano engine, which I think is super cool kind of stuff. You know, like the new Otama that's just basically a Bueno Festa, but for Wano cards, it's a 2k, 0 power, whatever, 1 drop. And then, you play stuff like, you can be my Samurai and Hiyori, so you can, like, play the Hiyori. You can be my Samurai, tap that, plus, like, the Otama, and then use the Hiyori to cheat out, like, a Ryuma. Some really cool plays with the Wano package. It's nice that Ryuma is a Wano, so it makes a lot of sense to play that package with Perona. And yeah, here's Red Purple's hand. I kind of almost glanced over it. I did glance over it. There was a Black Maria, a Blocker Law. Man, I wish I was paying more attention. Here's Perona's hand. You can be my Samurai, Otama that I was just talking about. I don't know that 7 cost. I think it's Jack, Ryuma, and Suru. I don't think I've seen that alt art. I have to look up what Jack does. Oh wait, no, is Jack just the one that taps himself and pops 3 cost or less? I'm pretty sure it is. I think. I just haven't seen the alt art. But, we should be getting right into it. We'll see who's going first in just a second. Here we go. Looks like Law is going first. We can see his hand. He has a... What's her name? Pudding. He has a Grand Tesoro. Or is it... Yeah, it's that. Wait, no, I always get them mixed up. Man, why am I forgetting his... Raise Max, there we go. Black Maria, Blocker Law, and a... can I really not remember her name? That's crazy. Why can't I remember? Dude, I'm sorry. Perona plays down a Momo, grabs an Izo. Why can't I think of her name? Reiju. There we go. I knew it was with an R. Just passing it over. Law does nothing turn 1. On his turn 2, I imagine we'll get that Pudding down. Might not cheat anything out just because you don't really have something to re-ramp outside of the Pudding you'd play. I mean, you kind of could just because you have the Black Maria. I guess you could like Black Maria and then play down I don't know, any of the 4 costs you want to, really. Probably not Blocker Law, so you're probably playing, what's her name? I just forgot it again. My mind just got wiped. I got mind controlled. Send help. Damn. Why is she escaping me right now? Reiju. There we go. Sorry. I'm sorry. But yep. Law will play the Black Maria, user effect, ramp 5, then use leader effect. Oh, it does play the Law. Alright, interesting. Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. You get to make use out of all the extra Dawn Black Maria. Yeah, so yeah, fair enough. Better play. I kind of forget that, like, her return Dawn is at the end of your turn, so you just ramp 5, you can use whatever, and then, you just keep whatever's even to your opponent. So yeah, the Blocker Law, ripping 2 cards, some great value, hits the Jack and the Suru. So pretty good. And then Law will pass, has to get rid of 2 Dawn, but I mean, that's completely fine. That card is so crazy. That's all I have to say. And Perona on 4. Do they have the Ryuma to clear a Blocker Law? They do, if they want to go for it. They do also have like Otama, so they could try to search a little bit if they'd rather do that. Actually, he's going to tap the Black Maria and just deal with it. That's fair, but Law will block and counter for 1. So now, are we tempted to just Ryuma it so they don't have this very strong engine on board, but then you leave them with a body they can attack with? Quite the conundrum. I think we're definitely gonna Ryuma, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we'd save it for something. Because like honestly, like all of Law's bodies outside of maybe the engines like Black Maria and Pudding are kind of just the same 4/5s, except Kid and Killer, which is still a 4/5, but he is 7 when your opponent is low on life. So yeah, I imagine just kind of hitting anything there is decent. does decide to go for Blocker Law, which, I mean, yeah, it's less pressure on you, which is always good, but Black Maria is still a very strong card. I'm not sure if all of her ability, it's only on play, right? Is it on play? I'm not sure. If it's not on play and it's just once per turn, then the card's kind of crazy. I kind of think it's once per turn. I need to double check. I'm pretty sure that little pink text means once per turn. So, yeah, card's kind of good. Card is kind of good. Interested to see what he decides to go for here. Does have access to, what's her name? Why am I getting mind wiped every time I try to think of this card? Reiju. Jesus Christ. It's actually just going to go for an AK swing. Fair enough. As Perona, I think you're definitely taking that. Yeah, I mean, you probably won't get attacked again this turn, so it's not too bad. It's going to play down the Raise Max minus the Ryuma, and the Ryuma will get bottom decked by leader effect. And we're going to cheat out. I'm going to assume the Reiju seems decent. Drawing 2 is always good. Yep. So we'll just draw 2 cards. Yippee. Picks up a Beppo and another Raise Max. Interesting to see he's playing Beppo. I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I know a lot of people, at least in the EBO1 format, are playing what's her name, Ein, instead of the Beppo. But Beppo does have counter, and yeah, I guess like the only time it can really be awkward is if you're in the mirror, but I feel like mirrors would happen quite a bit, so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We get to see a better look at Perona's hand. They do have the Hiyori, another Momo. So far, no ways to pop anything, so we're probably hoping to find a Ryuma. They're going to drop down the Otama. The one problem I have with Otama, and also like Guild Tesoro, that's his name, right? No, Buena Festa is the searcher I was thinking about. Sorry if I said Guild Tesoro earlier, I meant Buena Festa. They're 2k counters, and playing them does feel a little bit bad, because, you know, you're dropping a 2k counter. And it doesn't look like we found a Ryuma, which is unfortunate. We have another Momo. We have a bunch of You Can Be My Samurais, and I think what is there just 2 geckos there? Bottoming 2 geckos feels pretty bad. That is unfortunate. So we're probably just going to take, I imagine, a Momo, because we already have it. You Can Be My Samurai, right? We kind of don't want them clogging our hands if we aren't able to play even one of them right now, so fair enough. Grab the Momo. Is it crazy to want to just like play the Momo, then You Can Be My Samurai? Just to see what you find? I mean, it's probably better to just use the Momo. I don't know. It's hard. Perona is going to clear the Black Maria by, you know, tapping it with leader effect, and then just attacking it because he doesn't have a blocker this turn, and just plays the Borsalino. That is fair. That is fair. We can always just You Can Be My Samurai next turn. Obviously, we'll have more Dawn to work with. Can also just search with Momo and potentially still get the You Can Be My Samurai off. Yeah. Looking at Law's hand. Yeah, not much has changed. I think he just picked up a Queen. I think that was the draw. Right, because he already had the Raise Max and the Kid from the Reiju last turn. So, does have the answer to the Borsa if he wants to go for that. Can also just get a Kid down and then still have the Dawn to Raise Max if he wants to. But it's just looking like he's going to just put a lot of pressure on. Which, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. You're still at 4 life, right? And, like, you aren't even in a bad spot with your cards in hand. You can kind of play a little bit obnoxiously and not worry about having to be too punished. But 3 Dawn remaining, what? You want to get down maybe a Pudding? If you even... I mean, you're probably leader affecting, right? So you can go, like, Pudding into Beppo. Or you can just go 8-8 and then, like, cheat out of Beppo. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure I see the vision here. But that's alright, because he probably has more experience with this deck than I do. So I'm going to assume it's a good play. So yeah. Perona going to block with the Borsa, counter for 3. Cool. So now I feel like, yeah, another big swing isn't the worst, because you got a bunch of counter and they use their blocker. So this 7k is most likely going to go through, putting them down to 1 life, which is a scary spot for Perona, with really no board established. Looking like he's definitely thinking about countering this. Can you really drop to 2 cards in hand? It'll be 3 next turn. You could potentially draw... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you counter this? It's a scary spot. Obviously, we can see Law at the current moment does not have any rush cards. I think the only rush card they play nowadays is just Kid and Killer because it's the best one. Do you take this? Do you take this in hopes you find a better play for next turn? But to be fair, Momo can always find you a play. So can drawing 2 if you fit it into your turn. So it does decide to take it. Cool. Picks up a Hiyori. Law is going to play down the Raise Max minus Borsalino by 3. And then he is going to cheat out a Beppo. A Beppo. Re-ramping 1, and then just passing it over. Cool. Perona is now on, what, 8 Dawn? So, what do we even hope for? I feel like a top-decked Gecko is not even that good at this point in the game, because our graveyard is just, our trash is not set up at all. So you'd like bring back a Momo and an Izo, and it would just be terrible. So yeah, that wouldn't even help. He doesn't have the Jack, right? I think the Jack, yeah, is in trash. It got ripped by the Law early on. So we don't really have that answer to just pop something. Yeah, I'm curious how this turn is going to go. He top decks what, a Toy Soldier, so it's just 2k. Can reduce something if he wants it to. He's going to tap 4 for the Hiyori, and tap 1 for... You can be my Samurai. Yep, look at the value. Yeah, I love that that interaction. I think it's so cool. What's he grab? He grabs a 2 Sabos. Okay, that's probably not what you were looking for, especially after spending 5 Dawn. It would have been great if he started the turn with Sabo and he could just clear Law's board very easily, but unfortunately that's not how it played out. Looks like we're just getting a bunch of hand advantage this turn, or quote-unquote advantage. We're just trying to recover our hand a little bit. We do find a Ryuma off of the Momo search there, so that is great. That allows us to use our Hiyori and actually play down a body we want to while clearing one of theirs. We probably want to tap the Beppo before we actually Ryuma, because popping that is better, and it'll also let us just swing at Riju, so sounds like the move. We have 1 extra Dawn. That Dawn probably is just going to go into attacking whatever he attacks here. It doesn't really matter, because if he just lets one go, you just pop the other. But I imagine this... Is this going to be countered? Countering this seems wild to me, but I feel like Red-Purple Law can get away with like going down to 1 card to defend 1 extra attack, just because you've already put a lot of pressure on your opponent. And like saving Queen gives you like a decent play for next turn to try to find something for the following turn. Obviously also puts down a 6k blocker, which can't be tapped by Perona, so it does have a decent amount of value. Perona using the Hiyori to cheat out the Ryuma is going to draw 1 and then pop the Beppo with the Ryuma effect. He grabs a Gecko, which could be okay next turn now, so that is something. That is something. We can like Gecko bring back Hiyori and then like bring back a Momo active Hiyori rested, use Momo, try to find like another Ryuma. Could be good. There's some cool plays to be done, but I don't know if we're really gonna have the wiggle room to even play the Gecko if we're not playing like 2 blockers off of him. And I mean, I think, yeah, our board side got bottom, so that's really not happening. Law swinging 8 at life. You probably defend this, and then like they can go 8 again. Or you just take this one. I feel like taking this one is more scary because they can just leader effect swing 10 at you with, what's his name? Kid and Killer if they have it. But I think it ends up being the same thing. It's just like 8, 8, 7. But yep, we take the second 8k. And Law not even cheating anything out this turn. Nothing really great to cheat out. Don't want a -3 for a Gordon. Passing over to Perona. We really need to try to stabilize somehow. We don't have any blockers, and like even if we had like a Borsa, we'd need 2 Borsas to even feel moderately safe. So yeah, definitely a rough spot. Lost a full health as well, which is crazy. Yeah, it was just a not so great spot. He can play down this Otama and like try to find a You Can Be My Samurai to just tap both the Otamas on his board, just cycle through more cards. Hope you just draw into 2 Bourses and like you can clear this this Reiju, which I mean you definitely can. You can definitely clear this Reiju and then still get down like 2 Bourses, but you need to actually find the Bourses. So yeah, not looking the best. So attacking 4 is 7 at the Reiju. That is just, you know, a guaranteed kill. I don't even know if we needed to swing 7 there. I feel like almost we could have just gotten away with swinging 6 and then 5 with leader, and it's very likely your opponent just lets it go. I guess if they counter out of the 6, you'd go 7 with leader. If you had the Dawn to spare, which maybe you didn't, so maybe it's correct to just go 7 there. I don't know. Maybe going 6 is probably a little bit greedy, but I think if they have 2 cards in hand, you just go for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping though. This extra 1 Dawn could also just not matter to the turn at all, but I feel like it has potential to matter, spending that 1 Dawn on the attack, so I mean, we'll see. Looking like he's going to grab a Ryuma off of, he's either searching with Momo or Otama, I don't know. Whichever one, I think it was Momo. Alright, still has, what, 7 Dawn left to work with. So yeah, I mean, not many great plays here. We'd love a blocker. I know, we're digging for something. I don't even know what we're digging for. I don't know if... I imagine they're not playing any Wano blockers. I'm also very curious what that Bellamere is doing in here. I don't even remember what Bellamere does. I think it's from... Is that not from the structure deck? Or like an early on set, like OP02 or 3? I'm pretty sure it's a... It's kind of an old card. It might synergize well with the deck. I'll probably look it up and tell you guys what it does at the end, because I don't even know. I guess it's nice with You Can Be My Samurai. Maybe it just reduces the cost by a little bit, and then, you know, you can be my samurai it, which is pretty nice. Perona playing down the Hiyori. It's going to use Hiyori effect. Yeah, he has 6 cards up for it, but I mean, like, whatever. It's an Otama. Using the Hiyori, cheating out the Ryuma, gets to draw 1 off the Hiyori. Yeah, finds another Momo. It's bleak. It is very bleak. We have 3 8-drops stuck on our hand. We kind of just didn't find the right time to play any of them. We drew the 2 Sabos at a really bad time as well. Yeah, it is rough. It is rough. We're just going to go 5 at life. Yeah, I feel like attacking them just makes it worse, but, I mean, you have to, right? So, I mean, whatever. We are going to play this Momo and use the Momo. Maybe a 2k counter will save us. It definitely won't. We have a, what, 1k in hand right now, which is not very good. Top 5, we find, what did we get? An Izo. Alright, well, it is a 2k. So now we can counter out of a 7k hit. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, I imagine Law is just going to slap all of his Dawn on leader and just attack. Because even right now, if Perona counters out of this, they need to kill Law from 3 life with 4 cards in hand. And, you know, you're definitely living that, I'd say. So, yeah, Law does end up taking that. Which, I feel like it was winnable for Perona if we just saw our cards at different times. Like, I think the turn he drew the Sabos would have been a great turn to Sabo on curve and clear his 2 4 costs, because obviously you can leader effect, just minus 1 of them. So, yeah, a bit unfortunate for Perona. I think the deck looks really cool, but Law, I think, is undoubtedly the best deck this format. At least, you know, it's 100% in the top 3 with, like, that, Lucci, and maybe Black Yellow Luffy are probably the top 3. I think Anel's up there too. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I couldn't remember Reiju at the beginning of the video. For some reason, I was just like, I kept thinking Ryuma, and it's like, no, that's not Ryuma, that's Perona's card. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.